welcome back to African Airlines. First of all, I just want to send my deepest condolences to Charlie Kirk's family, his wife Erica, and his 2 children, as well as his family and team at Turning Point USA. As you guys know, my channel has always been about air guns and the love of our sport, but I felt very, very, very moved to do a video about Charlie, because Charlie, is somebody that I've looked up to and respected. I'm 55, Charlie's 31, and I was always just so blown away by who Charlie was as a person. Charlie didn't carry a weapon. His weapon that he used was his speech. And to think that someone would be so offended by his words that they would be willing to assassinate him has just blown me away, literally. And I am so sad and hurt for the people of the United States and for all the people that love Charlie Kirk. I followed Charlie from Trump's first presidential run, and I'll never forget how Charlie reacted on the day that it was announced that Donald Trump had won his presidency for the 2nd time, and just the look on his face.
Echo Charlie from earlier. Remember where you were when this happened. Remember where you were when you realized that the Uniparty and all of these, just the establishment, they did not expect this. And Charlie, you should have emotion. This is a moment. You totally reformed the GOP. You totally said, listen, we can't forfeit the mail-in ballot. You said it's time to actually participate. And look what you guys have done. Brett, what you're doing in Wisconsin. Charlie, what you're doing in Arizona. I mean, everybody across the country. Jack Posobiec, you were crazy enough to think we could win Pennsylvania? A kid from Norristown?
The fact that it was Pennsylvania, man.
And let me give some credit to some incredible activists too, because there's a history that's going to be told for a long time. But I mean, look, Pennsylvania, we are very lucky to have an attitude realignment and change, because what I call the National Republican.
Wow, what an incredible young man! But today, guys, I just want to share with you a speech from Dr. Ernst Roets that was done at a memorial for Charlie outside the American Embassy in Pretoria.
Today is not it's as we stated from the get-go, there's a time and a place for political rallies, and there's a time and a place for inciting speeches and slogans and so forth. But I think we all agree that today is not that time, because first and foremost we want to express our deep felt sorrow about what has happened yesterday. My wife and I had a conversation about Charlie. We were talking about just how courageous he is. We were sitting in the kitchen, and we were talking about particular events where he has spoken, difficult questions he was confronted with, aggressive people he was confronted with, and how he was always able to maintain his coolness and stick to the argument and to the facts. There is a very beautiful quote by J.R. Tolkien when he said that I don't love the sword for its sharpness, nor the arrow for its swiftness, nor the warrior for its glory. I love only that which they defend. And I think this is so applicable for someone like Charlie Kirk, because we all, even though we are thousands of kilometers away from America, or thousands of miles away, we all love Charlie. And we spoke about this, and I think we all spoke about this, just how sad everyone is today here in South Africa, so far from America, how deeply saddened we all are by what had happened yesterday. And the reason for that is not simply because Charlie was a young, attractive man or because he was very good at debating, or he had some skills or talents that's worthy of praise, but precisely because of the fact that Charlie Kirk had spent his life, his short life on earth, fighting for and defending the things that he loves, which are also the things that we love. Firstly, he was a very deep, faithful Christian who spoke about his love for God and for Christ all the time. But he was also someone who deeply loved his family, who spoke about that all the time, his own family, but not just his own family, the notion of the family and why it's so important for husbands to love their wives and wives to love their husbands and parents to love their children and children to respect and to love their parents. And that was applicable to his life, and it was inspirational for us. But Charlie was also someone who loved his people, his nation, his culture, his community, his tradition, all of these things that we value too. And even though he was fighting this fight primarily with America in mind, his country, because he was an American, it deeply resonated with people all over the world, including us here in South Africa, because we have the same fight. And over the last year or so, and especially the last few months, I think the world, and especially us in South Africa, have become increasingly aware of the fact that we are connected, that our struggles here in South Africa is not isolated, the same way that our American friends are not in an isolated struggle. That in many important ways it's one international struggle, just transpiring on different outposts of the world. And so in that sense, Charlie Kirk, when he fought for his people and the things that he loved, he by implication also fought for us and for the things that we love. And for that we are very grateful. And for that reason we are truly saddened. We are truly saddened about what has happened, and you can feel the sadness and the sorrow in the streets of South Africa. I felt it this morning, I saw it this morning, and I'm sure the same goes for all of you.
After hearing Ernst Roets speak so eloquently about Charlie, it's so clear to see the effect that Charlie Kirk had, not just on the people in America, but people all over the world, including us here in South Africa. And Charlie also helped bring attention to the plights of minorities here in South Africa and the struggles that we're having. But for me, I always remember just how incredible Charlie was with his words and his logic. And often I was so amazed at how calm he stayed, even when he was put under the most brutal verbal attacks from some left-wing activists. Charlie, 1 in a million. You will be missed. You will never be forgotten. And I love that I feel, and I'm sure that many, many, many millions of people around the world feel for you. May you rest in peace with your Lord and Savior. God bless.